Hi guys, welcome to my office. I know it's hard for you to tell from this tiny little frame that you're seeing here, but I'm filming my very first video on YouTube from my new office space, full office tour coming soon. Anyway, let me get comfortable and talk about what I'm going to be sharing today, which, as you can see from the title, it's going to be luxury beauty products that are so worth the money. Okay, so before I get started with the makeup products, I actually want to talk about this right here, which is not a beauty product, but it kind of really is. So this is actually the famous Stanley cup that everyone talks about. I never understood the hype. I was like, why do people care about this Stanley cup? It's just like, who cares? There's so many like it, but actually there's not. This will keep your liquids really hot or really cold for a very long time. And it just forces me to drink so much water throughout the day. I'm constantly chugging water. I love this so much. I really recommend it. And drinking more water is so good for your skin. So we're just gonna start there because finally a believer, I get the hype. And it's so good. Okay, now let's get into the makeup slash skin. Well, let's get into skincare first. So this is Laura Mercier. This is definitely one of those is Laura Mercier considered more luxury or more mid-tier? I don't even know. But this is such a nice SPF primer that also might serve as a nice lightweight moisturizer if you have normal skin. For me, I definitely need a moisturizer underneath this. Any makeup you put on top just goes on smoother, lasts longer, and I just think it's such a high quality SPF primer that I find myself using almost on a daily basis now. Okay, next up we have this product right here. So this is from Drunk Elephant. This is called the Be Goldy Bright Drops. So they have the bronzy drops, which I actually also really like, but these are illuminating drops. So there's multiple ways to use them. And look at that. It's not like a highlighter. It's more of I don't even know, a dewy drop. And you can kind of really see the difference between this hand and this hand. It's such a subtle glow, but it's definitely there. You can use this with your foundation, mix it in together, mix it in with your moisturizer, use it as a primer, use it on top. Multiple ways to use it, but I really like this. I love, love, love the consistency of it. And I've been using this so much recently. I get the hype with this one. Okay, now for my foundation, and this is definitely my newest kind of discovery when it comes to foundations. This is from Shiseido. This is called the Revitalescence Skin Glow Foundation. Now, normally I wear very warm yellow undertone foundations. This is more neutral, I would say, but it just works so well for my skin. I don't know how, but it just blends in, and it literally looks like I have nothing on, and it just works so well. Such a good everyday foundation. Today I actually did about 2 pumps because I wanted a little bit more coverage, but I've been using this on a daily basis, and I'll actually do half a pump or maybe even a full pump, and it just evens out my skin, but it looks like your skin but better, a perfected version of your skin. By the way, this does have some skincare benefits too. I know it has niacinamide in it, but yeah, it just is such a good skincare infused foundation, which I think that's where the skincare or beauty industry is headed in general. You're gonna love that. All right, next up I have concealers. I have 2 concealers actually here, both from Dior, and I've been using these non-stop, seriously non-stop. So this is the Forever Skin Correct Concealer. So I have the shade 4N here, and then I also have the shade 3N. So 4N is actually perfect to use as a spot concealer for me all over my skin because it matches my skin so nicely. And then we have 3N, which is actually perfect to brighten up underneath my eyes. These are very full coverage, but they're very creamy, they're very blendable, very pigmented. They're so good. 37 weeks pregnant now, and I'm getting so uncomfortable just sitting. Yeah, we're definitely very close to the end of the pregnancy, and I'm feeling it for sure. But anyway, let's keep going. Okay, next up I have this bronzer. This is from Chanel. Guys, I don't want to try to pronounce that, but there you go. It's the very big famous bronzer that everyone loves and raves about. But this is what it looks like. Tell me that doesn't look brand new. It looks like I've never even used it, but I have. By the way, I'm using the shade Tan Deep Bronze for my skin, and it is the most perfect natural bronzer I've ever used in my life. It's just this incredible formula. They really did such a good job with this, and this color specifically is everything. So amazing for my skin. Can't get enough of this. 10 out of 10 recommend. I do, however, have another bronzer as well. This is more of a very natural warm bronzer, but I wanted to share it anyway. It's from Dior, and it is a warm bronzer, as I mentioned. So for me, if I want to really contour my skin, I actually use this. But if I just want something quick to like warm up my face, warm up my skin, add a little bit more like color to my face, I'll use this bronzer. It is very natural. So if you're close to my skin tone, I will say you have to kind of go in with a brush and like really kind of like get it on your skin. But it's so natural and just like adds such a beautiful glow to your skin and like such a beautiful color. So this is definitely one of my favorites right now. Okay, now for blush. So funny, I actually have one from Chanel and one from Dior. Both of them are very natural but perfect like everyday blushes. So the first one is from Chanel in the shade Rose Initial, and this is what it looks like. It's like a light pinky shade, like the perfect light baby pink shade. And then I do have the new Dior blushes. They launched new shades, and this color, if you're a brown girl, please run out and buy this. This is in the shade Rosewood, and I'm obsessed with this blush. Like, it is insane. It's one of those blushes that even if you like overdo it, like I'm applying a lot right now on my face, okay? It doesn't look like you've overdone it at all. It's hard to mess up this blush, I feel like, on your skin. Okay, next up I have a translucent powder here from Laura Mercier. I've talked about this powder so much in the past, but honestly, I can't get enough of this. So this is called the Translucent Loose Ultra Blur Powder. It has like a very slight yellow tint as well. So it's like very good to like use under the eyes to like really brighten the area. But besides that, I just love like the formula of this because, like I said, it just makes your skin look so like perfected and blurred. This is like the only powder I reach for these days. I love it. All right, guys, next up I have an eyeshadow that I think is so brown girl friendly. Love this formula from Charlotte Tilbury. So it comes in this like tiny little pot. So this is called the Eyes to Mesmerize eyeshadow in the shade Oyster Pearl, and it is so pretty on the skin. You can actually probably even use this as a highlight. I just kind of like realize that. This reminds me of a more subtle version of MAC's Woodwinked eyeshadow. Very good for everyday wear. I actually created like a more smoky eye with this today, but you can totally just use like a very little bit, kind of swipe on your eye for everyday wear, or you can go all out. I just think it's such a pretty color. It's just so easy to use, blend out with your fingers. You don't need a brush, none of that. It's a really good shade. All right, next up, really quick shout out because I've been using this mascara a whole lot recently. The Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's a massive brush. I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, but this is so good to like separate and lengthen your lashes. I also like that it's like very heavy duty. This doesn't feel in any way, shape, or form like a cheap mascara. All right, two palettes that I have to quickly talk about because I am obsessed. So the first one I actually don't even have to share with you here. It's in my house. I need to like be better about bringing some stuff from my home to the office. That's like the one drawback of not having like an at-home office because I can't just like run out and get it. But it's the new Hourglass face palette. But wow, Hourglass launches these palettes like every single year, and I feel like every year they just get better and better. But you know what, like over the years there's always like one shade. It comes with 6 different shades. There's always one shade that I like never find myself using, but with the palette that I'm sharing here, I can use every single shade and it works so well for my skin. I love the bronzer, I love the highlight, I love the blush, I love the all over face powder, and I believe these palettes are part of the Sephora sale that should be coming up very soon, so stay tuned for that. Okay, another palette that is limited edition from Lancome that I love as well is this one right here. Like, have you seen anything like this in your life? Like, this is the most beautiful palette ever. The only eyeshadow that I haven't actually used is this green one, which I'm definitely gonna do something with because like, look at this color. It's so beautiful. Like, wow, that iridescent color is stunning. The formula of these highlights is just incredible. It's like butter. It just melts on your face. And I actually used all 3 of these shades today, kind of like a highlight slash blush topper. And everyone's like, oh my God, you have such a pregnancy glow going on. And I'm like, I actually think it's like the highlight that I'm using. All right, really quick, I'm gonna talk about 2 hair products that I'm so obsessed with. This is from Kerastase. This is called the Fortified Blow Dry Fluid. And basically this is a heat protectant, but it's like so much more than that. So I like to use this before I use any sort of heat tool to protect my hair from the heat, but also it just works as like a leave-in conditioner. You can also use like a little bit of it, and it just like tames the flyaways, never makes your hair look like heavy or greasy, and it smells so heavenly, like so amazing. I find myself using this all the time. Okay, now I bet you guys all thought that I was going to talk about the Dyson Airwrap in today's video, which you guys know I'm a Dyson super fan. Especially the Airwrap changed my hair game for sure. But I'm actually not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the Shark Flex Style. This is probably like half the price of the Dyson Airwrap, but it's still an expensive product. You know, I find the Dyson to be like better quality overall, but it will give you the same result. This will give you the same result as the Dyson Airwrap. It does have the different attachments as well. You can like curl your hair with it, blow dry your hair, straighten your hair. You can do so much with this one tool. This is amazing and so worth the money. I have 3 lipsticks to share here, and I'm gonna kind of do this rapid fire style. So the first one is from Chanel. This is like my perfect nude lipstick. This is in the shade number 60. That's the name of the lipstick. But this is like my perfect nude. I will say I need a lip liner with this, but it is a very good nude, and I like the formula of it. It's like a matte, but feels like very comfortable. Also love this Bobbi Brown lipstick. The packaging is just so luxurious. This is in the shade Neutral Rose. Oh my God, I cannot get enough of this lipstick. It's like a pinky nude actually for my skin tone. And it's so wearable, so beautiful. I still would like a lip liner with this, but I can do without one. Okay, lastly, what I was just wearing right now. This is from Estee Lauder, and this is in the shade 122 Naked Desire. Again, a very nude lip for my skin tone. And I love this one. I definitely need a lip liner with this, but it is so beautiful on my lips. Okay, now we're gonna kind of wrap up the video by sharing my last 2 favorites, which are 2 perfumes that I'm using non-stop. So the first is, come on, you guys saw this coming. So this is the Baccarat Rouge 540. And as you guys can see, I've used like more than half of this. So I can like really give you my honest opinion at this point. I will tell you, I really like this perfume. This is like so insanely expensive that I'm like, oh, I don't even want to recommend it. But like when I run out of this, will I go buy this again? I absolutely will. You just need like 2 sprays. It's such a distinct smell. If you know kind of scent, and it smells amazing. The only thing I'll say with this perfume, and only happens with this perfume, like no other perfumes in my entire collections do this. When you spray this, you might not actually smell this on yourself, but other people definitely will smell it and they'll call it out to you for sure, because that happens to me all the time. The scent like lingers. Anytime I wear this, I get compliments on it. The last perfume that I have is this right here. This is the Dior J'adore. Okay, hold on. It's called the Perfume Essence. So it's different from the J'adore that you might know, but it smells amazing. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. And I used to wear like the original J'adore all the time back in the day. And now this is the updated version and I love it so much. So long lasting. You just spray 2 pumps or 2 sprays. You're good to go for the whole day with no touch-ups required. And again, a perfume that you will get a ton of compliments on. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was kind of a long one, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye. Mwah.